Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Mardek, and last time we successfully took out the zombie locksmith. Let's take a quick look at our skills here and see if we have mastered anything. I believe we've gotten awfully close. We did, of course, recently pick up the second silver sword that allowed us to, well, theoretically, if we had been equipping it, use the Quarry Undead offensive reaction with Mardek. Okay. Whoops. Fortunately, it's not that far away from mastering that one, and once he does, maybe we'll switch back to the other sword so that he can finish up the plus 10% damage as well. Looks like outside of that, he's doing okay on everything else. Doesn't have any other abilities that he might potentially be able to equip. Dugan getting a little bit closer to mastering Resist Earth from the Geo Jacket, then maybe we'll have the opportunity to pass that over to someone else. Other than that, similarly, looks like he is all set in terms of what he's mastered. Emila, still working on the magic defense. Insomnia, not equipped, but mastered. Looks good. Burn, still working on evasion, and we would love to get the opportunity to re-equip Smite, however, still needs another RP before that's possible. But anyways, there we go. We did pick up the Keyblade as well, like I was saying. That is, I'm not sure just how valuable that was, just how rare that was, but fun, no less. So, let's take a quick look at the map here, because we'll see that we have cleared out a small section in the bottom and left side of things. There is considerably more ground to cover, so as you can see, there are plenty more chests in here. So let's explore a little bit further, see if we can uncover anything else that's good. Like, say, another silver sword. Well, we don't really need another, because, of course, we do have silver swords now for all of our current party members. Granted, something of that caliber would certainly be awfully nice. And Vern is getting very close to mastering Disrupt Undead. In fact, he does so right here. And I'd have to double check as to whether he also has anything in terms of the other sword that Mardek was using. Like, does he have the plus 10% damage reaction that we can still master? There's a chance. And we do see that Dugan, of course, has the Spirit Blade ability that he recently picked up, and we might want to just get ever so closer to mastering that as well. I mean, this is a very strong sword that don't expect us to switch off of Dugan anytime soon, because I believe he has also mastered any abilities on his other swords as well. Ooh, I jumped the gun on that reaction. After having just re-equipped that offensive reaction with Mardek, it would be very nice to get through the Disrupt Undead on him, or rather not Disrupt Undead, Quarry Undead ability on Mardek. We look over here, we see that, well, it appears as though there's no way over here. There's a path here. There's no way over here. Except maybe there is. Another hidden passageway. So again, pay very close attention to your map here. It will be more of a guide than just looking directly in front of you, because otherwise you'll find yourself walking into walls just trying to find your way into this secret area. Anyways, now Vern has mastered all of those abilities. I don't believe he can damage the Spectre, because the Spectre has that high defense rating, even if it has all that weakness to light. If he had his offensive reaction for Smite, then he might be able to do it. Dugan, however, I believe, with the power attack, does have enough raw offensive power, if he hits, to make that happen. Ooh, and the Spectre inflicts a stun on Mardek. Does not want us to finish that offensive reaction on Mardek, apparently. So, never you mind that. We'll just take it out with a quick flame from Emila. Now, we have to ask ourselves, is it worthwhile for us to use some kind of potion, like a motion potion, to remove that paralysis from Mardek? We don't have a lot of them. There's one there, one there, one there, and Vern doesn't even have any at the moment. So, very limited supply. I'm pretty darn sure it's not one of the status effects that Mardek can remove with Remove Taint, but let's double check. Poison, blindness, curses, and zombification. So it is not one of those. In that case, is it worth that investment? Using one of our few motion potions. We do also have the remedies, which remove any and all status effects, so they could remove paralysis in addition to any and everything else, so those are even more valuable. Wouldn't want to use one of those, but that is an indication that we do have other ways to remove paralysis besides just those few motion potions. Granted, we don't have a lot of remedies either. Those are also a limited supply. I think we can still give it a shot, though. Let's go for it. Hopefully, we pick up another motion potion soon, but hard to say. Again, Ether gives 100 MP. Not an immediate replacement for the motion potion. And then, Bone Mail, a suit of armor made from the bones of dead warriors. It protects from blindness and curses, but makes the wearer vulnerable to light element. So, we take a look at that. It is a new chestplate. We put it on Mardek here, at least in his inventory. Let's take a quick look. It is a medium armor, meaning that Emla will not be able to wear it, however, others will. And it gives 4 defense, so reasonably strong defensively. It gives the Purity passive skill, so we'll have to check that one out. And then, as you see here, resistance to dark and curse, however, extremely vulnerable to light of all things. Now, granted, we're not running into too many light elemental enemies around here, and we are running into our fair share of dark elemental enemies, so that might not be such a bad thing at the moment. Granted, do we have anyone who has mastered all the defensive abilities on their chestplate? Mardek has not. Dugan has not either. He's getting a little bit close. Emla can't equip this. Vern still needs the defensive reaction on the bandit leather as well, so have a ways to go before we'll be able to equip this on anyone, but we're getting there. Likely either be, well, it's probably going to be Dugan first, because this is just a passive ability that he's trying to learn, and whereas Mardek's and Vern's are both actually defensive reactions, which at this stage is unlikely for them to be getting more than one defensive reaction per battle. Whereas passive reaction, obviously, is, well, guaranteed to be 1 per battle. So I think Dugan is going to be getting the reactions, or rather the passive skills, leveled up more quickly, and also he might have a bit of a head start. He needs just 10, whereas I think Mardek and Vern needed a little more than that. So we're going to head down here. There are certainly more chests. Well, that's our quick, so that is a good way for us to work on those defensive reactions. However, the numb status effect, you don't like to see it. That's another one that's hard to get rid of. And so, let's focus on the Pestilent for now. And then that does, of course, mean that Vern is incapable of using any physical skills, whether they be his holy arts or his default attack. That's tricky, because he doesn't have a lot of other options at hand here. Well, he doesn't have the blue juice, so he could do something to remove that numbness. Is it worth it at this stage? I think it's going to be a little while until we double back to the crystal. We could theoretically go back to that crystal at the beginning of this area and then come back in here and loot the rest of the chest. I think we'd rather not do that, though. I mean, it's mostly just the test of our patience, but I think we'll be okay. Dugan, you can continue to try to master Spirit Blade. Like I said, not necessarily urgent that you master that, because we're unlikely to be removing that sword anytime soon. But let's make sure that Mardek gets the opportunity to continue to master Disrupt no, I keep on saying Disrupt Undead. No. Ori Undead, I should say. Okay. And as for which direction we want to go, it's here and then up. And either take your pick, left or right. Let's go left first. And just being mindful of, do we have a secret area here, or will we be able to access these locations of our own accord without having to reference our map closely? Looks like it'll be alright. And these zombies are probably a good opportunity for us to, well, maybe even leech some MP, quite frankly. That would mean one of them would likely get the opportunity to get a hit, but I don't think they're terribly dangerous. All the enemies we're going up against, and I think that Emla, yes, can leech a fair amount of MP from them. Now Vern, having used that balloon juice potion, does have the ability to go back to using his holy arts or his normal attack. Granted, I'm pretty sure he's going to be alright taking these guys out with just a normal attack, because he has so much damage. And we can save the MP on Vern, in that case. As for Dugan, he's doing okay from an MP standpoint, so we can continue on this front with the Spirit Blade. actually not strong enough. Wow. Okay, so we might have 2 zombies getting a hit in then. Mardek, I'm assuming the Silver Sword is enough for you to take down the zombie in 1 hit? Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's the stone ability and a punch from the zombie. Was it worth it to leech a little bit of MP? Maybe. I don't think that was the end of the world, but we got hit a little bit there. Maybe Vern's a little dissatisfied with that decision, but he gets the kill here. Okay. So, let's check out, is it both down and, well, actually, mostly over here. Another instance of something that doesn't look like a chest if you're just looking at this pile of bones in front of us. However, look at the map. There's definitely something here. And it's a bone stone, a gemstone, cut into a typical bone shape and worn as a brooch. It protects against zombification, of all things. And hearing a little bit about that, we haven't really seen it yet. So hard to gauge just how important that might be. But there is the Vim skill, as well as the guaranteed resist to zombie. It is, however, an item that also gives a little bit of physical and magical defense, so it's not bad on that front either. And we do still have a few people who are using, not to say throwaway items, but placeholder items maybe, like the copper ring is coming to mind in particular. This is just there for 1 physical defense on Mardek, which is certainly not that great, especially when this item has twice that much, in addition to magic defense, and the resist zombie and the ability to permanently learn to resist zombies. So in this occasion, I think we aren't seeing too many enemies that can poison here, so let's turn on the zombification resistance here. On Mardek at least. And I believe down was not anything new. No, but there is something to the left and up. More zombies. Just 3 of them, so this could potentially be another opportunity to get a little clever with leeching MP. Granted, Emila's full at the moment, so I take that. 1 zombie down, and should be 2 zombies down. Nice. As for Dugan, can you make it 3 for 3? That you can. And that is the mastery on Spirit Blade. So now, theoretically, we could deliberately make it so that Dugan is just using his normal attack. Remember that Spirit Blade deals damage based on enemies' spirit rather than defense, so it is particularly effective against enemies with high defense. And it is also Aether Elemental, meaning that it's an unusual element. Some enemies may actually be very resistant to it, some might be particularly weak to it. These zombies actually are slightly weak. That does mean that Dugan is theoretically doing more damage with the Spirit Blade than he would be with his normal attack. However, as we see here, their zombies' defense is 1, whereas the Spirit is actually 5, so more defensive if we are to use Spirit Blade. However, does have the weakness to Aether. How that balances out exactly, hard to say. We might have the opportunity to test that out. If we were to say, like, deliberately wait on Vern and then see as to whether Dugan can take the zombies out in 1 hit, and no problem. Okay, and here is our chest. Ring of Vitality. We do have 1 of them in our inventory, and not necessarily sure that that's anything that we've been terribly attached to at this stage. It's been sitting in our inventory, and I don't think anyone's been using it because it is mostly just a small life boost ring. At this stage, for the most part, we've outgrown it. And here you find that, oh, we've gone to a dead end. However, there's not anything else in this area that is currently accessible. So we will go back, take out some zombies along the way. And I am tempted to deliberately pass here in order to give Mardek the opportunity to master his offensive reaction a little bit more and level up at that. Okay, some more zombie dust, sure. What I'm looking at is trying to get Mardek close enough to mastering this Quarry Undead ability that he can swap back over ever so briefly to the Iron Sword and master that as well. Granted, in these little mini-battles in between areas, that might be a good time for us to do it. We're not too concerned about fighting anyone like a zombie locksmith who would presumably be a little bit stronger, and someone we'd be more keen on making sure we're maximizing our damage against. Was that down or was that up? Down. See, there are lots of doors here, the cyan indicators, so throwing me off a little bit. You will see why those are there in just a minute. Go back through, or at least make our way back through here, which is where we entered this part of the catacombs, and there is the numb status effect. We are headed back toward the crystal now. That means we probably will not opt to remove that satisfaction burn this time around. So we're a little bit patient, just a little bit more patient, and we should be able to remove it without having to sacrifice any blue potions, blue juices. Granted, it does mean Burn can't do much here other than use a potion of some variety, so I think we will just wait with him. And Dugan should be more than capable of taking one of these bats out. Same with Mardek, so that's one of those offensive reactions. And again, if we wanted to get really clever here, we would deliberately pass with everyone except for Mardek if we are focusing on letting Mardek master that ability. He's now just one hit away from doing so. Since everyone else, I believe, has mastered their offensive reactions, so it is mostly just Mardek. Maybe Vern still needs to master the Quarry Undead ability, however, we're not looking to swap that one off of Vern anytime soon, I don't think. Like I was saying, he may also technically need the same reaction we're looking to master on Mardek, on the Iron Sword, but I think that we will be able to do that at some point as well. And there you saw, we did use that key that we got from the zombie locksmith to make our way through here. We're now in this location, which is one of these other cyan doors that I was referring to earlier. So making our way through here. And... uh-oh. Maybe I spoke too soon. Zombie warrior. Yes, with these undead, I have eyes and ears all throughout this tomb. I know you're there, Roha. And I know you're after me. Yes. MORIC, is that you? Yes, Roha. It's been a while, But a while is all you've got left. For you see, this tomb will be your... tomb. Yes, my undead slaves, my pallid, rotting extensions of my own consciousness, will annihilate you. Make your sparkling white robe run blue with blood, and then I can add you too to my undead legions. Yes. I don't actually have a robe anymore. I miss it though. I liked that robe. Thanks for bringing back bad memories, MORIC. But we're coming for you. Your reign of madness-driven evil is almost at an end, old friend. Sorry it's come to this, but it seems that your death would be the only end to this. This! Why don't you join us, Roha? We could have ruled the galaxy together. Yes, these dim masses would have bent to our whims, die by our orders. We would have had ultimate power, the power to do and get anything and everything we wanted on a whim. Turned that down. For what? Don't you listen to what you say? You're not the MORIC I used to know. None of you other Magi are those who I used to call friends. Can't you see that Violet Crystal has warped your mind? It's making you evil. It gives us power. It shows us the true way of being. We never really had ultimate power as benign benefactors, and we often went unappreciated. But as dictators, we can do so much more. We get so much more praise. Yes. Else we destroy those who refuse to accept our glory. Ugh, it's sickening to think that this is what you've all become. I really do hate having to do away with you like this, but enough talking, for it needs to come to that. Doing away with you, I mean. I'm coming for you, old friend. Yes, come. Come then. Come join my undead legions. And here we go! A zombie warrior. Let's take a look. Dark Elemental. Huge great axe. Bronze armor, gauntlet means, in all, pretty high defenses. Heals to dark damage. very weak to light damage, which is why I was saying earlier, you know, maybe a little preemptive, swapping over that sword with Mardek, or ever so close to getting the offense reactions mastered there and being able to swap back over to the silver sword, which we would have liked to have had here. And then a little bit weak to fire, and then across the board, complete resistance to all status effects. So for Emila, I'm looking to do fire in that case. Decent damage there. However, you see, oh my goodness, does he hit hard. And we could theoretically go for either Disrupt Undead or Smite Evil here. Burn is not looking great. Let's take a look at the order here. So theoretically, Mardek will have the opportunity to heal Vern because, well, if we don't, Vern is likely to go down in one hit after this. You saw how much damage Zombie Warrior did there. I'm actually not even sure that Mardek will be able to heal Vern all the way up here. So it might be worth taking this opportunity to do a potion as well. Probably still heal with Mardek to top him off. This looks like this might be a good instance to use the Spirit Blade ability, because also a little bit of weakness to Ether and lower Spirit than he has defense. So that looks like we shall do that in that case. Decent damage there as well. Mardek, like I said, let's also put on the heal. Just be safe here. Make sure that Vern is capped off. Flame still, best way to go from a spell standpoint, and Dugan is the next target. Might have had a little more defense there. I think that was slightly less damage that the zombie dealt, and then we get to see who is more powerful offensively, Vern or Zach, or Dugan, I should say. I think the answer will be Vern, as you see there. So we're to do a similar thing here, where Dugan heals himself a little bit, and then Mardek also heals Dugan a little bit here. And we are sacrificing Dugan's turn and Mardek's turn, but as I was saying before, Vern is the person we'd rather have attacking if we were having to pick between Vern and Dugan. And, uh-oh. Rah! Of course, the classic ability, giving the Zombie Warrior haste, and Berserk as well, meaning that he will have double damage, so look out. Double damage, won't be able to control who he attacks, won't be able to use any skills or items. Granted, he wasn't using any before, mostly just has a ridiculous amount of damage. And given how he was already almost taking people out in one hit, yeah, that's going to end up happening here. Unless Mardek can sneak in a physical shield, which granted we did not put up earlier, so Zombie is going to get an opportunity to attack somebody, or Mardek can do that, and Mardek can only do it one person at a time, so we have to be awfully lucky with who we choose there. And yes, I did accidentally just pass our turn. So, and miss our reaction. Is he throwing? Well, maybe not. Maybe I knew the Zombie Warrior would miss there. And maybe I also knew that we could actually heal him and deal damage. Did we? Did we not? You see, we've not yet tried this. However, Mardek can actually damage some enemies. Oh, Dugan hangs on. Mardek can actually damage some undead enemies with his healing abilities. Actually didn't catch it that one. Did work that time or not, so maybe not the best time to dust that one off. However, Vern should be able to deal the finishing blow here. That he does. So Zombie Warrior down. Dugan having mastered actually the defensive reaction there. Not bad. Well, did we win? Is it over now? What? No. That was just an undead that was being controlled by MORIC's mind. He was merely using it as a way to remotely communicate with us. The real MORIC's further in the catacombs. So come along. Alright. But with that, I think this is probably a good place for us to wrap up here, having taken down that mini-boss of sorts, and like Rohop was saying, the real MORIC awaits.